Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm making a beautiful shadow box out of walnut. A colleague of mine recently retired and I was commissioned to build this beautiful shadow box out of walnut. Now I normally don't take on projects from colleagues at work, but in this case they showed me a picture of what they wanted and I was pretty excited to tackle this. If you enjoy watching my videos, consider subscribing, hitting the like button and the notification bell. This is the best way you can help out my channel. Alright, so for the shadow box, it's going to be 26 inches by 20 inches. So I'm going to cut for the main frame, the back. I'm going to cut two pieces at 26 and then two pieces at 20. And then I'm going to go to the miter saw and then miter the ends. I basically do everything on my own, from the woodworking, filming to editing. And I capture everything on my iPhone. Now I try to focus my camera on the actual woodworking portion of the videos, which is why you don't really see my face in a lot of the clips. I'm hoping, however, in the future to get a second camera so I can capture different perspectives when I'm working. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, for the shadow box, I'm going to miter these two corners, put them together, and to do that I'm just going to reference the thickness to know where I'm going to make my cuts. I just set my combination square to the thickness of the board, and then I mark out right on here. So by angling my miter saw to this line at a 45 degree, it'll come right up to this line here. So this is the line I'll reference on my miter saw. Alright, so I set my combination square to the thickness of the plywood that's going to go in the back. And then I'm going to mark that here on the interior on each piece. And I'm going to set my dado stack so it's at the correct height based on this reference line. Here you can see that the dado blade is just slightly off the side, but that's okay. I just run the board right back over. Now the customer ordered a box 26 inches by 20 inches by 4 inches in depth. Here I'm just trimming off the box to achieve those dimensions. Here I'm cutting the pieces for the door frame. The board is a little thick for the door, so I'm going to be planing it down in my planer. Now the boards are 3/4 of an inch thick right now, and I'm taking off 1/8 of an inch, for a total of 5/8 of an inch. This will make sure that the overall box dimension achieves the 4 inches requested by the customer, as well as making the door slightly lighter. Once I finish fabricating the pieces, I head to the table saw to make a slight recess of where the glass will be. And I'm pretty happy of how this turned out. Done. I made it slightly oversized. so I can trim it to the correct size of the box. Just easier that way. So I'll mark out left and right. All right, I'm gonna put some decorative lines here. So I'm just gonna put just a little saw blade mark along these edges here. So I'm gonna head over to the table saw now. One thing I really love about making these videos is that I learn a lot from the community. I love reading all the comments and I get a lot of great advice. So I cut these little 1/4 inch by 1/2 inch pieces of walnut, and what this is going to do is once I put the glass in, this is going to secure the back of the glass. So I'm going to put this on top so the glass floats in between. First one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stain the inside, glue the cork to the bottom, and then add the felt over the cork glued on top. Perfect. It looks like I'm freehanding this keyhole slot. However, the side of the router is actually gliding against the side of the box. Alright, so the back, I'm just going to put a Saman walnut wood stain, just to make it the same color as the board. I am not sponsored by Saman. As a matter of fact, I have no sponsors on this channel at this time. Staining the back wasn't necessary. However, I already had the stain and I thought it would look nice. Alright, so what I'm going to be doing, this is all sanded and smooth. I'm going to do a light mist with water, and what that's going to do is going to raise the grain, which means when you sand, there's little tiny hairs that lay flat and it feels smooth on the surface. But once the water goes on, those hairs actually lift, alright, and then it becomes rough. So if you don't do that before, when you apply the oil, it's going to dry and it's going to be rough. So what you do is take some water and mist and just take a light pad here just to break the hairs off. And then you'll be good to And back. Perfect. This, I'll let this dry. Alright, now that it's dry, just gonna give it a little light stuff. Alright, I'm going with the Saman natural tongue oil. Alright, I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue in between, just in a few spots, and then I'm going to add these retaining bars here. So I'm gonna put some hot glue and hold this down like so. Not right, so I got the top done. Look at that, beautiful. Now I'm gonna add these decorative corners to them right here. All right, so now that the windows, everything's done, now it's just put on the hinges and the clasps. All right, now time for the clasps, and it'll be done. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.